going on, guys? Welcome to Behind the Mic. And today I am here with Rocco from the Groove Room Show. So how you doing, man?
I am doing pretty good, buddy. Thanks for having me back on the show again. It's awesome. I love your show, and you do such a great job with it, interviewing everybody, and it I'm honored to come back, and thanks for wanting to know more about me.
Oh no, most definitely. You're welcome anytime. So to
Thank you.
begin, you were on season 4 of the Top of Game. And since then, for those who haven't seen that, or not seen, sorry, podcast, listen to the actual episode. I want to begin with your wrestling. How did you get into that?
Oh man, okay. Well, I've always been a huge fan of the WWE because at the time, like that was the only wrestling promotion that there was. It was WWF and WCW, and I was like a huge fan of both leagues, of both re- wrestling leagues. I was a huge fan of like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, The Undertaker, Jericho, Sting, Flair, like the list goes on and on. And I was like, you know what? I really want to try to get in this. And I went I went I went and searched on how to become a wrestler, and I found out that you have to actually go through wrestling school to actually train to be a pro wrestler, because you have to learn the wrestling, you have to learn how to fall, you have to learn how to work the crowd, get them to hate you, get them to cheer you. And I found a school close to where I live at. I live in Philly, and I found a school in Jer- Jersey, and went and trained there under one of the guys. His name was Larry Sharp, and he was a former WWF star. And that's where I got my start at wrestling school, being trained by pretty boy Larry Sharp.
Wow, and how many years have you wrestled for?
Oh wow, I wrestled from I went to wrestling school around 2003 and started wrestling around 2004 and wrestled up until 2019.
Oh wow, so yeah, that's a lot of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. In addition to that, you were also an actor. So tell us, what's your favorite genre?
Oh, horror, hands down. I mean, I got my Killer Clowns from Outer Space shirt.
Uh, Making a bit of joke. There's a chainsaw going on outside. I'm not sure if they're doing Texas Chainsaw Part 2. I don't know what's going on out there. I think grass cutting, but it's something else. Now, tell us about some of your acting projects, actually.
Okay. Um, the very first thing I did for acting was actually horror, and I was wrestling, and my character that I do for wrestling is very horror based. And one of the writers and directors for a horror film that was coming out called Daisy Durkin's Dog 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 Sitter of the Damned. And he was actually in the crowd and saw me wrestle, and like he loved the horror base, and came up to me after the show and asked me if I wanted to play my wrestling character in his horror movie. I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, I don't have no acting experience whatsoever. Didn't go to acting school. No background doing plays or theater. So it was just like straight from the ring to in front of a camera on a low budget horror set.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. And actually, I want to now get into the Groove Room Show. How did you get started with that?
That actually happened. Well, me and my really close friend Timmy, well, he goes by the name on Gru Annie. We actually ran. Well, we still do. We run a horror site, and when COVID hit, we we were getting all these messages from the fans that look at the horror site, and they were getting tired of actually reading our interviews, because for the website, like we had like so many like names from William Shatner, Dan Daniel Radcliffe, who's Harry Potter, um, D Snyder of Twisted Sister, and like we had like so many like names for that we interview for the show. So I was like, you know what? Let me try doing videos. So when COVID hit, Zoom was starting to get big, and I tried it out. I went and did a video show called the Gru Room Show, and I wasn't expecting the Gru Room Show to do anything make a dent. Like I thought I was only gonna do a few shows, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't know, all right, yeah, no one's watching this. I'll just go back to doing the written stuff. But the people start watching it, the followers start going up, and here I am still doing the Guru Room show. Yeah.
Yeah, here you are still doing it. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
wanted
you.
to ask,
Yeah.
I know I asked this on the podcast, and I'll ask it again. What is one interview you remember that was like really interesting to you from the
Ooh,
Groom Show?
that's a good question. Well, I definitely loved talking to you,
Oh, thank
interviewing
you.
you. Like
Thank
that
you.
that that was that was that was really fun. But if I had to say like an interview that I really love doing because of me being a wrestler, well, former wrestler. One of the wrestlers that I loved was Mickey James, and I don't know if you ever heard of her or not. She wrestled for the WWE,
Oh, wow.
and she was like a huge someone that I love watching, and I got a chance to interview her, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually interviewing her. I'm interviewing Mickey James, and so that probably was like my like most fun one because it was someone that I always wanted to actually talk to and let alone interview. But I'm really trying hard. Like my dream interview is Chris Jericho. I'm sure you heard of him,
I have.
another WWF guy. Well, now he's in another wrestling league, but yeah, that's like my dream interview is like
Well,
Jericho. But
it's
I've been
gonna happen
trying.
eventually. It's gonna happen. Trust me.
I don't know, man. I've been trying, but I've been getting a lot of doors slammed in my face for him. So I don't know.
Now just keep trying, speak it into existence. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on top of everything else, you're also an advocate for those who stutter. So
Hmm.
why do you feel this is such an important thing to
Well, because this is something that I've dealt with like my whole entire life from when I was born up until now, growing up, going to grade school and high school. In grade school, like I was getting teased a lot, not by my own classmates because I mean they got used to me talking the way I do, and but like other grades and other classrooms, like it was a constant thing, like laughing at my speech. And then going to high school was a lot worse than the grade school because now the high school people are teenagers, and to me the teenagers are worse than kids when it comes to like bullying and teasing and yeah, I dealt with that like all 4 years of school. There was so many times where I just wanted to quit. Like I I came home telling my mom I don't want to go back, came home crying, came home my feelings hurt, and my family kept pushing me. They're like, you're not quitting school, you have to go in, you have to deal with it, just try to get through the day. And they would always talk good to me and positive, and I stuck it out and went through school. I mean, like I said, it wasn't easy because you have to deal with all these kids like teasing you because of your speech, and it's not easy. It's hard, and I could see like how bullying is is still big yet. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah, it is.
there's a lot of kids and teenagers that are going through bullying, whether it's speech or something else, and it's rotten, it's horrible, and it's so sad that there are kids, teenagers that want to do this, that feel better about themselves putting someone else down because probably something in their life isn't going right, like their family life or something. So they feel a need to come in and tease you and feel better about themselves. And it's the sad truth, but it happens all the time. You just have to try and not let it get let it get to you. And there are people out there too to talk to that will listen to you, even tell like a principal or something about how you're getting bullied. And it's something I dealt with like my whole entire life. And when when me and my buddy created the horror site, I was comfortable doing that because I didn't have to talk to nobody face to
Right,
face. It was
right.
just sending them the questions. They email me back with what they said, and I would edit it and post it. Everything was written, nothing audio, nothing video. So when this show started, I was definitely afraid. I'm like, I've been teased my whole life for my speech. I do not want to put myself out there. I don't want to have my face on the screen and stumble over my words and start stuttering and having a whole new world of people that don't know me laugh at me. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of running from this problem. Like this problem has held, held me down. Like my whole life with me being scared to be who I am or to do something. Like I was even scared to talk on the phone. Like if people would call me up on the phone, I wouldn't pick up the phone because I didn't like talking on the phone because I was scared on how I would sound on the other end. And it living in fear and living for the fact that you don't want to be teased and made fun of. It was just time for me to live up to it and say, you know what? Okay, I stutter. I'm going to do a show. I'm going to stutter. And if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
That's awesome. You're doing a good thing out there, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
then my final question. Well, what's next for you? What are you gonna do now?
I would like to do more stuff in like the horror world for acting or directing. And I actually have a horror film that I want to do, and I've been talking to a couple directors who are involved with horror because I'm not good at writing scripts and all that stuff, but I do have what I want, like beginning, middle, and end. I just need someone to write the story. And I contacted a couple people who said that they'll be willing to do it. So I'm hoping something comes about that where I could get like my first horror film out there that I co-wrote and co-directed and co-star in and stuff. So
Well, good luck with all that.
thank you. Thank
Definitely,
you.
definitely. All right, guys, make sure to check out the Grim Room, and we'll see you later.
Thanks,
Thank,
buddy. I appreciate that.
thank you.